Hello.
How are you? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Oh, turn off my phone. How are you today?
Just getting started.
Nice. Okay, so welcome, everybody to the commentary zone. Apologies for not pre-scheduling the show, but I forgot. I got tied up doing stuff. So, it is what it is. On the docket today. Oh, as you come in to the room, please don't forget, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and tell a friend. All right, so on the docket today, we have the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 2, Episode 16, Holy Mother of Zion. What'd you think?
This particular episode was kind of enlightening, a little bit just because of you can see the dynamics and how people's thought processes are,
Mm-hmm.
especially when I look at Mary and Meredith's conversation. With them,
Uh-huh.
it's interesting. I feel like their conversations are much more open and honest. Like they kind of say what's in their head, and they don't shy away from having difficult conversations. And I particularly was interested in the conversation they have, the part where they talked about their friendship and how Lisa appears to be jealous of their friendship because
Mm-hmm.
Mary just says it straight out. There's a strain there. Like, she's saying it to Meredith. Like, there's a straining
Mm-hmm.
relationship with Lisa, and Lisa is blaming me for it. And the problem is, Mary's not the problem. The relationship was strained when Lisa actively sought out a friendship with Jen,
Mm-hmm.
knowing the issues Meredith has with Jen at that time. But Lisa will
See,
acknowledge that.
I was suspicious of their conversation. I really was, and I felt like in some aspects, yeah, they're open and they feel free to talk to each other, but I still feel like a lot of their conversation was coded.
Oh, it was. I'm just saying. I was just more speaking about the part with the friendship part with Lisa and Meredith. Now the other stuff
Mhm.
was definitely coded.
Yeah. And I question the genuineness of their relationship because when I see them together, I'm like, would y'all be friends in real life? Um, I don't know. It's very weird. Yes, Mary did bring up the valid point, her thought process that she does think that Lisa is jealous of her and Mary and Meredith's relationship. Because I do like Lisa does seem to be a very possessive friend.
Oh yes,
Very, yeah. She seems to take ownership in her friendship with Meredith, and like Meredith can't have friends with anybody else. But I wonder why she's behaving like that. Seems a little childish to me, but whatever. Um, I don't know. I thought that conversation was very coded. Um, Anywho, let's start off at the top. We see a bunch of useless stuff. Jenny and her daughter, Meredith is planning Seth's birthday party. Mary and her cousin talking about Big Mama's Wedgwood plates. Then we see the boys playing golf, but it's only Dewey, Seth, John, and Justin. We find out later that Sharif couldn't make it, but he wouldn't have had anybody to play with. So oh well, they would have probably had to bring along someone else for him to play with. So
right.
he couldn't make it. So it's just those four. Apparently they do. They think of Mother's Day's coming up. Whoever they want to get a gift for all of the wives to celebrate them as mothers, and whoever loses has to pay for the trip. And it winds up is Justin who loses, I think, or John.
Dewey, John.
Yeah, okay. I'm getting the J's mixed up. Um, Wow. Okay. So that's what happens there. Heather decides to treat her friend Jen to a day at the spa because she wants to show Jen that she cares. And she's treating her to a little pampering, which Honestly, I could see Jen doing that for her as well, because Jen does come around and, heads to Party City first and brings her a lot of useless presents whenever she feels like she needs to get airtime. So I can see why Heather did this for her.
And Heather's a
Um,
real friend, though. She may not understand everything, but
mhm,
I think in her mind, until she sees rock solid evidence, then
mhm.
she can't make a full judgment. So she's going to err on the side of her friend.
And she's also seeing someone who's hurt, you know? She has a lot weighing on her with regards to her legal issues. Um, and she's just trying to give her some time where she doesn't have to think about that. I kind of get it. Heather's one of those people that you would want to be like someone like her to be your friend who will always be there. And if you inadvertently or on purpose say something that goes left, she's still going to be there for you. Okay, so wait, let's just say hi to everybody who's popped in with us. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Ablavi. Hey, Susan. Hey, Larger Curves. Um, welcome, welcome, welcome. Heather's not a good friend to Mary. Well, Mary's not a good friend to anyone.
And to me, Heather and Mary aren't friends.
Right. They
So
never really were.
no, not at all.
Mm-mm.
Whitney and Mary are friends.
Well,
Were
they
friends.
were. Yeah, last season. Yeah.
That's why I do like Whitney and Heather. In this instance, they're cousins. They're going to ride for each other, but they don't meddle in each other's friendships.
Mm-hmm.
They let each other have their own friendships and their own relationships and let them play
Mm-hmm.
out. They don't get each other. Like, you can't be friends with her. Why are you friends with her? They're like, that's you. Because you can even tell like Heather was not feeling Mary like that.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a secret. So
It wasn't. And she didn't stop her Whitney from exploring her relationship
nope.
with her either. She was just like, well, you do you, boo. Let's say, let's see. They have a nice little food set up and wine by the pool, which I thought was nice. Um, Jen said, wait, Heather wants to show Jen that she cares. Jen says that this was what she was expecting last season when they took her to that mountainside spa with the rusty tubs. Remember where she flipped out?
Mhm.
She said this kind of spa is what she was expecting last season. Girl, me too. They talk about Meredith's defense of her at Whitney's product launch party. But then Jen was like, yeah, but then she said she didn't want to be my friend. Huh? And then Heather asked her if she got invited to Seth's birthday party, and Jen's kind of shocked because she didn't.
But I don't understand why she's shocked though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not understanding
See,
why
I
she's
can see
shocked.
two sides of this. All right. Meredith is throwing this party. She's
Mhm.
decided she is not dealing with this woman, so she's not inviting her. However, the party is for her husband, Seth, who is friends. He looks like he's genuine friends with Sharif. It's his party. It should be his guest list. Um, I can see two sides of this,
Mhm.
and somehow I'm more heavily weighted towards Meredith's side because you're paying for this. You still have feelings about how she came after your family, and this woman has a habit of popping off at parties. And since
Mhm.
you haven't thrown a party for your husband in a few years, you just don't want drama. One day of your life, you just don't want drama. So I can see it. Let's see. Yeah, she just didn't want Yanni. I agree with you. Yeah, she didn't want to have to deal with Jen at an event. She was
Right.
forced to deal with her at the last two. This is her event. Like how Jenny said, previously, or was it on Watch What Happened Lives? It's my event. I could invite whoever I want.
Right.
The same rule applies here. Okay, sure. Okay, so it's party day. Oh wait, hold on. Did I skip? I think I did. Okay, so wait, they went to commercial. Sorry. Jen calls Meredith a bitch. They discuss Meredith's loyalty to Mary and Mary's loyalty to Meredith. And then Heather tells Jen that thing that Lisa said, that Mary said, you mess with my church, you go to jail, which I still think is incorrect. I don't remember hearing Mary say that. I think that was more Lisa's interpretation of what was said. I don't remember hearing Mary say that, but guys, correct me in the chat or in the comments below if you remember Mary saying that.
I don't even hear it on camera.
Right.
I'll put it that way.
Okay. They think Mary and Meredith know more than any of them.
Agree.
Who was it that started theorizing about the reason why? Oh no, that was later in the episode. Never mind. Sorry. So what do you think about that whole conversation?
That conversation in of itself was, I don't know how to feel. It's because I'm trying to parse all of the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm trying to figure out, at this point, I'm trying to figure out who knows what. And I'm kind of, you're piecing it together, but we don't have anything concrete. Because I don't think they took it, I don't think Mary said that. Personally, this is just me. Personally, I don't. Until I see her saying it, I'm not going with it. Now, we know that Lisa tends to hear one thing and then spin it into something else.
Okay, so Yanni says that Mary did say it. When did she say it? Which episode?
Yeah.
This was on. Hey, not another housewife. All these discussions about the need to have Mary alienated. Heather may not have interfered. Okay, so larger curves. Who's having all these discussions about having Mary alienated? No one on this channel is doing that. We're just discussing what happened in the episode. At Vale downstairs talking to Lisa. But I thought but that's not what she's. I think this is being interpreted wrong. I'm gonna go back and watch that episode because I feel that particular conversation where Lisa was in the bedroom after she left everybody and went downstairs and started doing her confessions, I think that was heavily edited. But I'm gonna go back and watch. Mary didn't say it like that, but she says something similar.
Right. See, that's the thing. Yeah.
And I think that's what I was saying. I think that's how Lisa interpreted it. That's how she took it, but I didn't take it that way.
Me neither, not at all. The way I took it was this, like, when you say bad, I think it's like when you say bad things on my church, things do happen to you. I think Jen going to jail just happened to be something that's going on now.
Yeah. Let's see. So do you really think that Meredith and Mary know more than what's going on?
I do, because, and this is the reason why, if we go back to last season, there was kind of a rift in the friendship of Meredith and Lisa. We know that. But we also remember the reunion, Lisa said, like, oh, Meredith knows all about Jen's business and how it works. And she makes a lot of money. Yeah. We have to remember that portion. Now, moving forward, they they've fallen out. They're having a rift, right? It
Mm-hmm.
would stand to reason that Meredith and Mary have become closer since Meredith was the one who um went to Mary about what to do about the whole Jen situation. Mary doesn't like Jen anyway, so I wouldn't put it past Meredith to confide in Mary about her feelings about Jen, and I could see Meredith telling Mary like what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I can really see that. Like, they talk like, hey, like, have you heard this? This is why I found out. Comparing notes.
Right, but these wives, because I think this is what Yanni is saying, that none of them know anything. I think these wives are trying to allude that Meredith and Mary are somehow in cahoots with the authorities, the ABCs and 123s, with regards to what happened to Jen. I think it's
Yes,
more like what you're saying, that they've been talking about their suspicions, their feelings, with regards to this one particular person, and commiserating amongst each other. Do I feel that they provided any sort of evidence or anything like that to the ABCs? No, because I think the ABCs have been doing this long before this show was like even on the air. They
right.
didn't need anything from the cast in order to issue their warrants or anything or finalize their case. They have been doing this for years. um I just don't understand why these women, and the two that are most guilty of it are
And we do have to remember, and that this case has been they've been looking into Jen for years, so before this show even
yeah,
took place, and we have to keep that in mind. I mean, it's easy to run with the narrative of like, oh, they turned over like evidence to the ABCs, and this is what happened. It's like, well, no, I really don't think the ABCs need reality TV. No, Bravo celebrities to give them information. I'm gonna go with that.
yeah.
So okay, here it is right here.
But
Sorry.
Whitney and Heather are the primary ones who are pushing this narrative, though.
Yeah,
I think
that's too
it's
bad for them.
stupid.
All right, so I pulled this article for you guys. Let me see. Let me, okay, January 10th. Oh, today, perfect. Give me one moment. Yeah. Do a quick little share screen for you guys. All right. My apologies. I just want you guys just to see it in real time,
Mm-hmm.
so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, just real quick, so you guys can see. The investigation into Jen began back in 2016. So I just want to share that so we don't get caught up in the Whitney and Heather narrative, because that's not the case.
And could the case have been investigated even before that, but they were going through the lower level people? And so could it be in 2016 somebody finally gave up Jen's name and that's when they started investigating Jen? Or is that reaching too much? None of these cases are investigated that long.
Well, what we've seen and what we've heard is that they start with the lower levels and then it just
Mm-hmm.
built upon it, because remember, Stewart and Jen were arrests 11 and 12, and they said Jen was the last arrest. So I think it was just a
Mm-hmm.
snowball effect. They started with one person, and that person threw the next person under the bus. Then the next person threw the next person, like a chain
Mm-hmm.
reaction. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what happened. But when
Okay.
we're watching the show, it's easy to get caught up into the narrative, like, oh, they turned over this evidence to this person. When it's like, no, that's not the case. They've been looking to Jen
Right.
for since before the show started.
Right. Oh my God. Um, Hello, everyone who's just joined us in the chat. Welcome, welcome. All right, so Meredith and Seth, they arrive at the party. It's his 49th birthday. They're celebrating. Heather tells Whitney that Jen wasn't invited. Whitney wants to know if there's something that they don't know. Well, of course, there's something that everybody doesn't know. Lisa arrives, and Whitney and Heather find it odd that it's as if nothing has happened between Lisa and Meredith. Lisa arrives, she hugs and kisses Meredith. They just had a blowout at the last event, but they're back to normal. Or so I don't think that they're back to normal. I think Meredith is playing nice for the birthday party, but she still has her guard up with regards to Lisa because of her association with Jen.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't know why this bugs Heather, but let it go, girl. Go get you some cake.
Yeah.
We all know that's why you're there. Cake. Mary is attending, but as usual, Mary is by herself. And for the first time,
Give me one moment. Give me one moment. My apologies.
Yeah. What y'all think of Mary's outfit? It didn't look that bad, even though it kind of looked like a hefty bag, a black hefty bag, but it didn't look that bad. And I thought it looked okay. Anywho, that's just me. Let's see. Did you hear that Mary was seeing Cameron? What do you mean, Susan? Like an affair? Oh, no, I didn't see that one. Okay, so Larger, you think she looked fierce? Okay. Yeah, Alexander McQueen. And I love when she said Alexander McQueen wasn't made for the pool or something like that. We spoke about husband. What? Breast looks about the same as Whitney. Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that. I was waiting for Jamal to come back because I need his opinion on the titties. Okay. So Yanni wants your opinion on the breast obsession of Seth.
I don't understand it, to be totally honest. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Really?
The boobs are cute, but I'm just not personally a fan of a spread. A spread is not really.
So you're not a breast man?
No, I just think they should be closer together. You know what I mean?
And Whitney's aren't close together?
Isn't there a gap in her cleavage? Or is that Meredith?
Meredith,
you know what I mean?
Meredith needs a good tailor because I think her breasts are okay, just like Whitney's are okay. But he seems to be fixated on Whitney's breasts, and I want to know if it's just her breasts or Whitney herself. If he wants to get a threesome going.
I took it more in that way. To be honest.
It might be beyond the breast, ladies and gentlemen. It might be beyond the breast. Okay, so Susan is saying that Mary might have been seeing Cameron before he passed away.
Yeah, I heard that.
You did? Oh my God.
So yeah, I think you're right. It's the tailoring of her clothes, and I'm thinking more of the orange outfit she wears in the confessionals this season. It just doesn't seem like it's made for her.
Who wears orange? Sorry.
Meredith.
Okay, wait. Let me give you the best example of poor tailoring. Remember that Big Bird outfit, the lavender Big Bird outfit she had on for the last party?
Yes.
It was ill-fitting around the breasts. And then she insists on wearing bell-bottom pants, thinking that she's bringing them back into style. And she would have done way better if she had done the pencil pant Cardi B, when you look at the same outfit on Cardi B that Meredith had on, it looked infinitely better because it was tailored to her breasts. Cardi B has big breasts too. But throw in a few darts to compensate for the breasts, and then don't wear your dingy wife beater under it. If you got big breasts, show them. Meredith just disappoints me on so many different levels when it comes to dressing. It's ridiculous. And for someone who is like in fashion, you would think she would know better. But whatever.
She's taking risks, though. She's like take fashion risks.
Kempire Adam both reported on the affair. Oh, I'm not up to date. I've fallen behind on a lot of people. I'm sorry, but thanks for letting us know, Yanni.
And I keep thinking, here's my whole thing. I keep wondering, like, what Seth and Meredith's situation is. Because Meredith was very unbothered by him making these comments. Like, she didn't tell him to stop. She didn't say, like, calm it down. You know, you're embarrassing me. I'm like, And Justin had no issue.
Well, we all know.
We know
Justin's proud of those breasticles.
But I keep wondering, did Seth ever swing over to Whitney's? And like, you know, maybe when Seth and Meredith took a break, he maybe swung over to Whitney's house.
I don't think so. I think Whitney is all for Justin, and whatever they do by bringing in, it's together.
Right.
I think he fantasizes a little bit too much about Whitney.
Oh.
I think he fantasizes, and he kind of idealizes her or her breasts. And wants Meredith to be like the blow-up doll.
Okay.
And Meredith is like, you go ahead, boo. I'll be over here when you get back to reality. And it seems also that they have had indiscretions. This is Meredith and Seth. They have had indiscretions. They've gone like they've separated and come back together, and whatever's done during the separations is left during the separations.
Largest Sherelle's World did the interview, though. The Dan guy was spilling tea. Then Mary skipped the reunion the next day. Oh, that's interesting.
Who's Dan?
Right? Now we gotta look up who Dan is.
Yeah. The Dan guy.
Oh, okay. Ryan says Meredith's face says no mind. It's like she gives him more airtime to stay above suspicion about the state of their marriage. I can see that. I can see that.
His children were in the party. Whose children? Oh, Seth and Meredith's kids. They're grown. I mean, I've had never mind. Mary's done with the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of disappointing that she wouldn't come and at least try to say something. And then even if you got fed up, walk off. That would be dramatic. But yeah, it's kind of disappointing. Okay, so Meredith and Mary go off to talk alone. Mary says that it's a struggle, and that some people aren't real friends. And because Mary said at one point, the only reason why she's there is because Seth personally invited her. Otherwise, she just, like, Mary has been checked out this season. Like, she's been forced to come to these events. But I don't think she wants to engage.
But can we be honest? It didn't say she wanted to engage last season either. You know what I mean?
But was that her fault or the change in the production company? Like, last season, we kind of gave her a break because it seemed like it was other factors that led to her isolation in the closet. This season, you know, they're asking her to, you know, participate. And we're seeing like she just doesn't want to be involved. Well, then why are you on the show, Mary? You obviously don't need the money. What? I just wonder why she thought it was a good idea to be on this show.
Agreed. I mean, because I'm not gonna lie, I like Mary. And here's why. To
Mm-hmm.
me, she's interesting. To me, she seems like she has a lot going on, and that's what I want to see in my wife. And
Mm-hmm.
I just want to. I would love to see her. Go through her house renovation on the show. Go through empty nesting being on the show, because she has like she's still got some life in her. A lot of life. Now I think she has a lot to give, and I really want her to go through those life steps on the show. That's just me.
Mm.
She has a lot to offer.
She does, but I'm not sure that I'm interested in it. And I would like to see more than surface stuff with her, but I don't think Mary wants to let us in. I think Mary has a lot of issues. I would love to see Mary find true happiness
Hmm.
and a true life partner. I don't think like how she's existing right now is fulfilling to her or anyone around her.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that I would, and I know this is gonna be bad to say, because it's against society's like politeness PC, but I would really like to have seen her get a divorce on the show, and then see her date, and like you said, find someone who can give her the life that she really wants. To make her happy. Someone to make her happy. Someone she can be happy with.
Yeah. Yeah. But anywho, let's see what else where did they talk about. Meredith also said that she felt like it was an attack on Mary. Meredith says that Jenny's feelings are valid, um, regarding the comments about her eyes. But the shoes was a bit much. And if it's culturally offensive, then that's different. Mary says Jeannie should have said something at the time. However, Mary says that she is sorry if she offended her. Um, oh, Meredith wanted to know, well, how did she find out that the shoes weren't for her? And Mary says that it was Lisa who told Jeannie. Um, but Meredith wants to know why Lisa would do something like that. And this is where Mary says that Lisa is jealous of their friendship.
I agree.
Mm.
Like, and you said
Okay,
that you.
Larja, again, she's sorry, but she's not telling the person she offended that she's sorry. So it's really not counting for me. If you're sorry for something that you did to me, say it to me and not to Jamal. It doesn't make sense. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Meredith isn't making sense to me. Meredith isn't making sense to me. I don't get it.
Here's the thing with Meriden,
Uh-huh.
and this is going to come up later in the show, and it kind of got me thinking back to last season. And I'm going to skip ahead. So it's interesting that the bomb that Jen dropped wasn't really a bomb. They were just like, okay. When Jen said it's not my fault, she had an affair, and like the way it was produced, like it's supposed to be this whole big bomb drop, and then once they're like, okay.
We're getting to the boob cake. We discussed the breast obsession, but not the actual cake yet. Um, did y'all notice that damn dog was everywhere, like sniffing on the food? I was
Yeah,
repulsed. Why did they have to bring the dog?
I didn't get that.
I don't know. All the ladies sing happy birthday to Seth. Dewey makes the announcement that the guys are sending the ladies for Mother's Day to Zion something, Zion Villa. I don't know, whatever. They're sending them away. John lost the bet, so he's paying. John and Dewey. Jenny asks if they are inviting Jen, and Dewey says that that's a great question. And when they come back from the break, Dewey says that Sharif is part of their team as well. So that means yes, Jen is invited, and Meredith didn't seem to like that. We then see a scene with Jen and Sharif doing homework for their couples therapy, and they're drawing pictures. Sharif tells her tells her about the Zion trip. Jen asks if she's invited because they weren't invited to the birthday. And Sharif doesn't really take it personally, you know? Sharif is just telling her, look, kind of like, can't be invited to everything. Just, you're invited to this. Just go with a good heart and be done with it.
Why does he always sound like exasperated when he talks to her? Like his aspect is always like, damn, can't you just go with it?
Because she probably threw a hissy fit before the cameras went up about that and not being invited to the birthday party from the time Heather told her at the spa day to that point. She was probably going on and on about it.
Got it. That makes sense because he's always exasperated when he talks to her. Like, damn.
And that would be the only thing. It's like if you have repeated yourself so many times and you still bringing this up, the natural reaction would be like, oh, God, you know?
Right. And he's so level headed. It's just like I think with him, he's so focused on getting things done. He like to him this is petty. I think in his mind he's like, look, we are downsized, we gotta move, we gotta do this, we gotta like fund your defense, we have to get all of our finances stripped down to where we can like keep you out of jail, and you're worried about a party.
Yeah.
I think that's where his mind is.
And they also showed her looking for apartments as well. I think he told her that he was proud of her for like, I guess, finally accepting in her head, we need to downsize. We need to cut back on expenses. Didn't they freeze her accounts?
Let me double check.
Or did they only try to seize property, which she had none?
Let's see, April 1st, 2021. Jen Shaw's banned from travel and bank accounts frozen. So it looks like the little blurb about the article says Jen Shaw has been cut off. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City has been banned from traveling and using credit cards. That's one article from somebody. Let me see if I can find something else. Just to double check. Sorry guys. Because I remember hearing something about that. No. Most of them I'm reading I see is from like blog. I'm trying to see. Okay, so the consistent these are all more blogger type things, but all of them say that pretty much the bank accounts were frozen and she was banned from traveling. Oh, she was also said to be a flight risk. That's the issue. Federal agents seized debit cards from her home that were connected to the account of a shell company. Okay, that tells me even more. Sorry guys, I haven't read some of these articles because they're on the second page.
Well,
With
Larger
other,
has a great point here. The frozen bank accounts explain why her mom cashed out her retirement.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. That's a very good point. Yeah, so based on what I'm reading, they froze anything connected to her business, anything. Which means if all her credit cards and debit cards are tied into any of her business, they froze those.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
And they took everything, even her passport.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. All right, so we're back at the party. Whitney lights the sparklers on the titty cake. Um, Seth says he wants Meredith to get Whitney's breast. Um, then we see Lisa talking about her husband dating her sister. Dating her older sister before he got with her. And trying to. Why is this party conversation?
No clue.
Okay, well, whatever. So hold on, wait. I just skipped ahead. Whitney and Heather asked if she ever thought about inviting Jen to the party, and this is Meredith that they're talking to, and she says no. Whitney asks if there's more to the story, and Meredith says yes, but she didn't want to inflict any more pain. You can't if you don't want to inflict pain, then say no. There's nothing more to the story. Move on.
Right.
But don't say yes. There's more to the story.
Mhm.
But I don't want to inflict pain. No.
Right. That just piques my interest. Sorry.
Bye, Ryan. Thanks for popping in. Let's see. Next, we see Seth jumping into the pool. Whitney jumps in. They drag Meredith in. This is where Mary says that she's wearing Alexander McQueen and it's not made for the pool. Heather almost busted her ass on that pool deck. Oh my God. If she had fell out, oh my God, that would have been epic. But she didn't. She recovered and then she goes into the pool. Everybody's in there except Mary. Let's see. The next scene is where all the ladies are getting ready for the trip to Zion. Jen wants to plan a Cinco de Mayo party for the trip. And Whitney, I think it was Whitney who called her and asked her just to make sure it wasn't a setup like the cooking class with the dress code. Poor Whitney. I don't think she trusts anybody after that poor cooking class. Whitney, just put on your clothes and come no matter what. So now we're seeing like a little deja vu scene. We're back at the parking lot of Heather's business. The same bus is there, the same driver is there, the ladies are pulling up, and just like last time, Meredith and Mary aren't there. Not Lisa, Jen pulls up. She had on a cute little romper outfit. I really like that. But I know she was did it go through your head like are the ABCs are they gonna show up again? I
Right.
know they had to be going through Jen's head.
Oh, when she said she made it on the bus, that was hilarious.
Yes.
Okay, so Yanni,
Um mhm.
to answer Yanni's question, was Meredith a lawyer? So, I pulled up her LinkedIn. So give me one moment. So on her LinkedIn, it says she got like a master's in business. It looks like, and she also got her JD at Northwestern.
Mm.
She got her JD and her it looks like she got her JD and her master's in business at the same time. So yeah, I think that's why
Mm.
Whitney said she pulled out her law degree or her lawyer's cap. But I want more. No,
Oh.
go ahead. Go
Trey
ahead.
says that she doesn't understand how they felt that cake was appropriate. Um, I'm gonna admit this. I, my team has served a boss of ours who was leaving our hotel a titty and ass cake. It was like a full torso
Mhm.
thing. And we even got pictures of him doing like what do you call the between the breasts? What do you call that? Motorboating. We caught pictures of him motorboating. We've done that in a professional setting.
Okay.
um, but yeah, we've done that. And his spouse was there. And no, his kids was at school for the first party, the one at work. And then we did a party afterwards at a local restaurant, a Greek restaurant. So we were on the tables, we were dancing, we were breaking plates, and his kids were there along with his wife. I guess it depends on like the comfort level and how well you know
Right.
these people. Don't Debbie, I don't want to remember that. Yes, and actually, I took one of those pictures of him motorboating the cake and sent it to him as a Christmas card the next year. I also have a picture of him with a thong on his head. Good old days when I actually had a career. So yeah, uh, so yeah, I guess it just depends on the comfort level and friendship level that you have with the individuals. That's all I have to say. Um, it's the fact that it was another woman's rack that was a no for me. Oh, well, we all have established boundaries in our relationships and in our marriages. I think that those boundaries were decimated a long time ago with Seth and Meredith. I really do. And as much as Meredith tries to portray that her and Seth are all good now, um, I think there's either a lie about that or their situation last year.
Mhm.
There's some untruth there. And I think Meredith is very good at spinning a narrative to suit her own means. Yeah. Okay, so they get on this bus. Basically, let's just skip over the fluff. Jen goes in on Lisa. And Heather is here just enjoying everything, seeing she basically says she's glad that Jen is seeing that Lisa is not the friend that she thinks she is. Whereas
Mhm.
Jen is attacking Lisa, trying to make Lisa admit that her friend is wrong and that she needs to do something with her friend. Um, I think that's the wrong tactic.
It's stupid because I'm listening to Jen. I'm like, you could say, hey, okay, let me back up. First of all, Jen, of course Lisa treats Meredith differently. They're closer. They're closer and they've been friends way longer. Actual friends way longer. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, the expectation is that Lisa treats Meredith differently. If she didn't, I would be a little bit disappointed. You're not on the same playing field. So I don't understand why you feel you deserve the same treatment as Meredith. And Lisa only reached out to you to keep the peace for herself. She didn't do it for you. That's another thing Jen's not taking into account. Lisa didn't do this for you. She reached
Mm-hmm.
out for herself so she can move forward. Nothing to do with you. If you guys became friends, totally cool. But this friendship is not even a year old. What are you talking about? And I didn't understand where her all this anger and resentment. I'm like, and let's call a thing a thing. The only reason why you're attached to Lisa is because she's the only one who reached out to you. Had Lisa not reached
Mhm.
out to you, because she even said last season that Lisa was the only one to reach out to her to check on her. Had Lisa not done that, y'all wouldn't be friends. You wouldn't even care.
Mhm.
She's your only port in the storm right now, outside of
Mhm.
Heather, your ride or die.
Right, but I feel like Jen thinks of Heather as a disposable, and for some reason, Lisa is a more valuable friend than Heather is in her head.
Right.
I don't know. Lisa stand up for murder against Jen. Ah. Um. So they go at it. They're all screaming, hissing at each other. Jen starts standing. No, I think it was Lisa who's standing up because it seems like she wanted to get off the bus.
Right.
And Jen is standing up now. You saw this lady, I guess, from production, like
Mm-hmm.
come into the scene. It's a whole mess. But I guess it continues because remember in one of the preview clips, and you see Jen over Lisa, and Lisa sitting down, and it looks like she's pointing her finger at Jen very aggressively. Like, did I miss that last night? I didn't see that.
So what happened was, like they were arguing. Jen says, "Well, it's not my fault. Meredith had an affair." I'm like, okay, and that
There
was
was
supposed to be
no
some.
reaction.
That was crickets. I'm like, what
Not
is
even from
going?
the two reaction twins, which is, Abbott and Costello, Whitney and Heather. They're usually the ones giving all of the face. But I think they forgot that they're supposed to do that because they were so engrossed in this back and forth.
And
Um,
Lisa didn't say anything. Lisa was just like, well, And mind you, Jenny's new, right? Jenny's new, and she was like, well, see, we kind of, based on the reactions, they're like, we kind of knew that, so you ain't saying nothing.
would you be surprised if Meredith and Seth's business, like personal business, wasn't all over the streets of Salt Lake City and Park City?
Right, because remember, like Jen threw that out there last year, though. And Whitney, she told Whitney they were working out. Remember, they were working out, and Jen was like, "Yeah, like if you're not getting it at home, you're gonna get it from somewhere else." And Whitney's looking at her like, "Ain't this your good friend though?" But that's when Jen and Meredith had like a little tip or something, a little spat, and she immediately went and ran that to Whitney, and Whitney was looking at her like, "What?" And I think
Oh,
Whitney
wait.
ran that back to Meredith.
But yeah, they're not surprised because
No,
she brought it up last season.
right? I
But
did
what
not.
does that have to do with the argument, though?
Right.
I'm so confusion. I'm so
Exactly. She
confusion.
did this last. Remember, she did. This is a pattern of behavior with her and Meredith. She did this to Meredith last year. Same issue, and I bet this is why Meredith is still mad at Jen, because it can't just be like, oh, the tweets about her son. Get out of here. It's social media. But I bet you it's because like, Bear, we were in New York together, and you ran my business back
But
on
there's
that.
also other gossip about Jen and Meredith having an interlude.
Oh, I heard that. Oh,
Yes, and Jen apparently um, sampled Meredith and said it was like week old tuna.
okay. Okay.
So what affair is Jen alluding to?
Okay, so Yanni said rumor has it they both had an affair with the same guy, or that it was with each other. Yes, Debbie. Gotcha.
Yeah, I've been
Oh.
hearing like it was the same guy in New York on that New York trip, and
Mm-hmm.
then each other. So the rumors are everywhere, and if we're hearing it, I'm sure they're all over Salt Lake City and Park City.
right. I think Meredith is like I think okay. Here's the, I think Meredith and Steph do what they do, right? But they're just basically Whitney and Justin without with the secrecy. Like Whitney and Justin, like, hey, look, this is how we get down, fine, whatever. But Steph and Meredith's like, well, like we're this couple. I get it. Some people just don't want all their business in the streets, And but Jen don't care. When Jen get mad, Jen just spills all your business, and she's not a friend I can have. She's too
Yeah.
dangerous. She's too dangerous.
Mm-mm-mm. Lisa had a really good point. See, I was mad at Jen for making me agree with something that Lisa said. Lisa said that she's in a hard situation because she cares for both of them. Um, she is trying to be friends with both of them. So you've placed yourself in that predicament, my dear
When
Lisa.
you actively sought out a friendship with Jen, you put yourself in that position. I 100%
Mm-hmm.
agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Basically, Jen says that, like you said, she treats Meredith differently than everyone else, and you're right. She has a longer relationship with Meredith than everybody else, so of course she's going to treat her differently. So why would you expect different? Lisa says that she's done. It's never enough. She didn't understand. Um, why Meredith would defend the meanest person in the entire group. Oh, damn. So that gives away that Lisa's hurt by the relationship between Meredith and Mary. That one
Hmm.
statement. Um, Jen Jen is still going in on Lisa like a rabid dog. Honestly, it was nonstop attacking. And no, I mean no offense by that, but she was just wouldn't stop with her
Hmm.
argument against Lisa. And it was getting to be a bit much. It
Which
really
is what was,
was. It was
which is what
out
our
of
issue was.
control.
Which is what our issue was with Jen last year.
Mm-hmm. It's like she forgot to take that medication that she's been taking at all of the other parties, or someone did not talk to her beforehand from her legal team, or Coach Shaw didn't come in and give her that pep talk. Something didn't happen because old Jen came roaring back last night on that bus.
Hmm.
Um,
And that whole therapy session just went right away.
yes, yes.
The whole
And
painting your feelings and expressing that just all that zen just went out the door.
was someone from production actually holding Jen back?
I think so.
Ridiculous. But I did like her slippers though. Those furry slippers, I loved them. I liked her whole outfit. I know
Hmm.
I'm going off track, but yeah, she was cute. Has she been arrested?
Yep. Violation.
Ooh. So wait, she wasn't arrested?
No, they would actually keep her in jail for violating, like, going
No,
against the
but she
conditions of her jail.
wasn't arrested when she went to court. When all those charges came out against her, she wasn't arrested. I thought you had to be arrested in order to go to court.
No, she was arrested. I think what Yanni's saying, she could have been like, if she would violate her bail, then she would actually be in jail. I think that's what she means. I'm guessing.
Ah, okay. But she's been getting away with this behavior for a long time, so she didn't fear arrest.
And
I think she just loses touch. You know those people who black out?
right.
I think she just doesn't understand how to discuss issues rationally and in a constructive way. I don't think she understands how to make a proper argument for her issue. Um, she's she's just a mess. She's just a mess.
I have to agree because the way she's acting is just completely like I think part of it is for me. I'm gonna be honest. Is the fact that she's saying she keeps saying that she's innocent. I'm like, where, how?
I think
In
she
whose
has
court?
to say that. she
You think?
she has to. She has to say that she's innocent.
I'm just like, where are you innocent at? And it's not. I'm not trying to be rude. And the reason I'm saying is simply because based on what we've seen, it's like they had all the alphabets coming after you. I just have never really seen them come after um innocent people. And then on top
Mm-hmm.
of it, you have the Southern District of New York after you too. That just doesn't scream. When you probably think it doesn't scream innocence to me. That's all. That's
Right,
all
but
I'm
if
saying.
she's pleading not guilty, if her official plead is not guilty, she can't then come on TV and go, "Oh my God, I'm so guilty." No, you
True.
have to. They're telling her, "You have this platform, you have this contract where you're on a reality show. I'm gonna need you to go out and sell it to the court of public opinion that you didn't do this."
So basically, just basically what we're saying is this, or what you're saying is this:
Mm-hmm.
that if you're going to like, they didn't want her to go on the show. Period. They like don't
Right.
not do this. It's not a good idea. I
Mm-hmm.
guess what they're saying is like, look, if you're insistent on doing this,
Mm-hmm.
you have to play this to the hilt. You have to claim innocence all the way through. Is that about right?
Or since they've frozen all of your accounts and you ain't got a credit card to your name, and well, you never had any real estate for them to seize, we need to be paid. Go on this show and do what we say so that us lawyers who is defending you can get paid.
Gotcha.
Because
I
they
can go with that.
probably are going to talk to, you know, Bravo and say, look, instead of giving her her whole check, we need a part of that diverted to us because doesn't she have to pay like what did she say? A million? The number has fluctuated from
She
between a
said
million and 2 million
two
in retainer.
million,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm. So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, y'all, that was the show. That was the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 2, episode 16, Holy Mother of Zion. Um, let us know what you think, you guys. And hi, Black Lavender. Portia family just drags her every episode. Oh, that show, Portia's House of Lies. But let us know what you think. You guys in the live chat have been super amazing. I really appreciate y'all tuning in today. Can't wait to see what the replay crew says in the comments afterwards. So, guy Jamal, any final thoughts on this episode?
This episode was a good episode because like this season has given us what we wanted. We can see the complete cracks in these friendships, and you could tell these friendships are kind of deep because they real upset. They real upset, like mad, and they trying to figure out what's going on. So this is
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, Sidney Poitier died. Bob Saget died. Rest in peace to both of them. Sidney Poitier, a giant in Hollywood and in civil rights, and a fellow Caribbean, um, brother. So rest in peace. A life well lived. And Bob Saget, um, I'm gonna just say it like that show used to come on Fridays, right? That was part of the
Yeah.
Friday night lineup on
Yep.
ABC with
Mhm.
Urkel and them. Like
Perfect
that
strangers.
was, yeah, that was Friday night
Step
viewing
by
for
step.
me.
The Fridays, like
So,
I used to wait for Fridays because
hmm
I sat right in front of the TV and watched all those shows.
hmm it's really sad. It's really sad. And it happened here in Florida too. Oh God.
Oh,
But rest in peace to both gentlemen. As usual, the year is starting off with some tragic losses, but let's hope that we have a better year this year than last. Okay?
exactly.
Yeah. All right, Jamal, any final thoughts?
No, we are good.
All right, so until next time.
But of course,
But wait, before
yeah.
that, tomorrow we're doing Sister Wives.
Yes. Sister Wives Tuesday.
All right. So,
Cody and the
guys,
shenanigans.
tune in tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific for Sister Wives. Write down all your notes. Get ready. We're going in on Cody. All right. So, until next time.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.